Good morning. My name is Julie. Welcome to Brinker Family Farm. Today I am going to walk around and show you what we are growing for our family of 8 on 2 acres. First up, I'm going to show you what we have growing on our deck garden. So first up, I have an eggplant, and it's just getting ready to start setting some blooms, so it'll be growing pretty quickly. And then this is a pole bean, and it's a red variety. I'll put the name beside it because I don't remember exactly what it's called. And a marigold just for pretties. And there's a cucumber coming along. And this is a I believe it's called honeycomb cherry tomato, and there is some tomatoes on there. I'm trying to keep the little boy from picking them. Then we repeat ourselves with another cucumber that I'm hoping will trellis up into here, go all over these rails, and the same for the bean. This was some catnip, but my dog got a hold of it. Next is this other box that my husband brought home. Now right now, all I have is 2 purple kale plants. I just added some new dirt. There was a broccoli and another kale, but the bugs have been so bad on them, I just took them out. And I'm going to put in a couple more cucumber seeds and see about getting some more cucumbers growing up here. These are 2 blueberry plants. So here's our strawberry bed. It needs to be thinned out, but it did really good. We enjoyed lots of strawberries off of it. See, this is new growth that I'll be able to move to a new place, and we even have a little strawberry that somebody missed. This bed is my broccoli. This is broccoli, but you can tell the bugs have found it, and so I need to see if I can locate the bugs and get them out of there. This is a volunteer tomato growing. There's some carrots and different lettuces in here. And then this bed, I just mixed it up and changed a few things. These are some beets growing that I've had. I'm not 100% certain what this is, so I'm leaving it. And then this is celery I bought, and it's doing pretty good. It's not doing too bad. Here is my strawberry mint, and this is my chocolate mint, and it seems to be happy and thriving in here. Then I have some thyme and some lemon thyme. And my plan for this bed that I just showed you is to hopefully keep the moisture in it. It gets really dry. It gets a lot of sunlight back here, and it's drying up real fast. I'm hoping this mulch will help keep it from drying as much. We'll see. Luckily the last 2 days we've had a lot of rain, so it's keeping things moist also. But I have decided that I'm just going to use this bed as my herb bed for on the deck. I actually have oregano also that I forgot to show you, but I think I might move it in here once the celery's done. I'll go to the oregano in a minute. This is some of my other basil blend that I had a mix of, and then this is my Tulsi basil. And Tulsi basil is a good one for to make and dry for teas and things. These were some things that didn't grow. Here, watch right past it, is the oregano, and it's looking nice and healthy. I need to come out here and get some of it too. Look at, you can tell the difference, like right about here. This is all new growth since I've gotten it. Alright, so this is our deck garden, our fun garden, just a little something to play with while the kids are on the deck, and gives me something to mess around with where I can have everybody contained. Now we're going to head out to the big garden. Before we go to the garden, look at all this lemon balm. I am impressed. This stuff has gone everywhere. I actually was kind of weeding around my irises and found some over there too. So I need to come back out here. I had cut it, like you can see right in here. I cut it, and this is all it's growing back. I believe it's one of those kinds that if you cut it, the more you cut it, the more it's going to grow. And as we go past, here is where our hoop tunnel is, hoop house. Gotta get some plastic. We gotta measure it and decide what size we need for it. I think we're going to start at the top of the garden and work our way down. Our garden is broke down into 8 plots, and I don't remember how big they are. I can't remember how big they are. So I will I will ask Bill and I'll put that in. The front 2 plots of the garden are pretty much all flowers. I really wanted to do like a cut garden, however, some of it's doing okay. And I'll be able to enjoy some of them and share. I'll be able to share some of those flowers. One of the things I want to do was have a flower farm, and I want to be able to sell flowers. But with littles, I've come to realize that instead I'm going to do the kindness project, where you grow flowers and you give them away for free to spread kindness. I'll put a link down for that also. So anyhow, this first bed is just a mix from Berlin seed. They have a wildflower mix. Looks like a lot of zinnias, a lot of cosmos. I've seen some nasturtiums, and it's doing really well. You can see pretty much where my rows are. Now I did kind of overspread, and we had a rain, I believe, right after I planted them, and so they kind of went down at the edge a little bit. But it's supposed to be about 3 foot wide spots, and then you can walk through here. And see, these are all like a Cosmo, and I'm not sure, that almost looks more like a marigold. This is nasturtiums right here, and then these are zinnias growing. But that's what this is. And then the other half, we are going to put some stuff down for the kids, and that's going to be the kids section, so it's out of the grass and we don't have to worry about moving toys for the lawnmower. This is quite nice being out here in the morning, especially after a rain. We had a nice rain. It didn't sound like it was too hard overnight, and a little bit of thunder and lightning, so you know everything's really going to take off now. Alright, so this next bed behind me is also mostly flowers, and then I do have a solid row of tomatoes that were volunteers from my in-laws that they brought up, and they are doing really well. This entire row I've mulched around, and this is all tomatoes, and I believe they're all aroma, like San Marzino, and they're doing pretty good. They're coming along. I think we'll get a nice harvest off of them. Then right beside it, I do have a little bit of a path to walk along right here, which I might eventually mulch in between. Oh, I guess I probably should say, because you can see it right here, I put cardboard down first, and then I put the mulch, and I'm hoping that that'll really help with weed control and keeping the moisture in for these guys. Now back to this side. My parents gave the kids all mixes of flowers, and Eliza's are doing the best out of everybody's. What I think I am most excited about is this little fella. I don't know what it is, and it's not that it's dry, because it's just how it's been growing. So I'm anxious to see what it turns into once we get a bloom on it. And I just noticed when I was standing here, some of these cosmos are getting blooms also. You can tell we're close to the chickens. Oh, there's some, I think that's alyssum. That's a real pretty. I used to grow alyssum at our old house. But this is the guy that I've seen. So I thought, oh, we're getting pretty close on it. There's supposed to be a bed here. Some of this stuff and some of this. So maybe this one, we'll see. There is some stuff coming up. We'll see. Maybe hers was more of a ground covery type. And then, let's see, I've just seen another section. There's, oh yeah, down here is another kid section. And it's got some more cosmos and some more zinnias. Oh, this was actually close. Look how close that one is. Don't mind the weeds. I haven't come through to weed nothing. Then, let's see, through this section is all a wildflower mix I planted last year, and it's all come up by itself, which is what I want for this bed. I actually am wanting that for my flower beds. I'd like a lot of perennials, so I'm hoping, we're close to the chickens, can you tell? So I'm hoping that they will take off and we'll be able to have some good perennials. Alright, so that's the flowers. Now we're going to get back to what we're actually growing for food production in the next 6 beds. It's really amazing to me what wants to grow. And that it will grow. There has been a lot of volunteer corn. I even have potatoes, beans. I've transplanted some beans that I had pole beans. I was trying to grow up corn last year, and they're doing really well. Tomatoes. Maybe that was it. Anyhow, things went. Oh, sunflowers. Sunflowers for days. We have sunflowers everywhere. Seeds want to grow. We just got to give them a chance and just help them along a little bit. But things want to do. But it really is amazing what wants to grow, and it will grow all by its low self, just from a drop seed from last year. Just a heads up, I am going to make a blog post kind of outlining this stuff. Just more of a reference for myself, but just it would be quite handy to have. And when I do, I'll put an aerial picture and I will show you where each of these plots are, so that it'll be easier for you to like kind of see in a more of a visual sense. We're going to call the front two flower beds, beds 1 and 2. Okay, so this first bed, Bo has come through and he's weeded a good bit of it. I need to come through and weed the front of it, and then we're going to put more of that mulch down that's behind me in between the rows. We're putting cardboard and then the mulch. This first bed is more of my shaded area because of this tree, that tree right there. So I planted things that like to have a little bit more shade. Okay, so this is a squash plant that is growing all by itself from last year, and so are all of these squash plants. They're all from drop seeds from last year, did nothing with them. This is a pool bean and it's setting some flowers on it. And there's some more. This is a jade green bean. I planted like way too much of it. Let's see. And this pool bean row, I really need to get them up. Oh, looky! These actually have little flowers. Maybe I'll get some little flowers on them. And not looking too bad. We need to get something up so they can crawl up on them, vine up on them. And this is half a row of beans, and then the rest of it is different types of cucumbers that I planted. I've got, I believe, 4 different varieties in here. Just some seeds that were given to me just to give it a try, and I did see a little baby cucumber. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, where are you? And we have an Otis. Found you. There's our first cucumber, baby. I am so excited. Cucumbers are my favorite. Through here, we started with wood chips and decided we weren't thrilled with it, so we quit and went to the mulch. And this is wood chipped in between these rows. And these are radishes that have went to seed. So I'm going to pull them out, and I'm actually going to plant more cucumbers through here. And here, looky. They need used up. Something was eating on that, but there they are. And just mix with some radishes. And then down through here, I have turnips. And I never grew turnips, and they are planted way too thickly. They need to come through and pull like every other one. These, I believe, are all going to be the turban style, the white, because that's it. Kind of going to be like that. So we'll see. Yeah, I found another one down there. That's what they are. They're the turban style. Alright, so then this row is my carrots. There's a row of carrots, and then this was supposed to be another row of carrots. And I only have a few growing. And I replanted them, but then it was really dry. So I might have to replant again. We'll finish up the rest of this garden with red beets. I did plant some potatoes through here. I haven't seen anything coming up yet. They were pretty old, so we'll see. The onions are back through here. I need to come through and gently pull them, but the weeds are so close. I need to pull the weeds and then try to mulch and put like some, we got some hay down behind us that's no good, and we're both about putting it in between the rows. And if we have it mulched real good, that'll help with the weeds also. So, alright, so that was bed number 3. Now we're going to go to bed number 4. Bed number 4 has the kids' garden and yellow beans, which I actually need to pick them, and different squashes, okra, tomatoes, and peppers. So here we go. Here is some more eggplant that the bugs had eaten, so it doesn't look nothing like that one on the deck. And I planted nasturtium and lettuces between them, hoping that they would help with the pest pressure. Mia's section of the garden, that's really pretty, whatever you are. And it's got some Indian corn, some marigolds that she planted from seeds, some beans. I believe these were dragon tongue beans. Then down through here is some more marigolds that I gave to Matthew. And these ones were from the store though. These are Matthew's peppers. They're coming along. They're not doing the greatest, but we're still surviving. Here is the yellow beans that are setting. Getting some fruit on them, getting some beans growing on them. And I got all kinds of squash going on back here. I don't even know what I have. I just threw out seeds everywhere. And we made mounds, so you can see the mounds. Look at the sunflower trying to grow on the side of the mound. And so we made mounds and I think I stuck 3 seeds on each mound. So we're gonna be full of squashes and zucchinis for days. This guy, he's looking pretty nice. This might actually be a Hubbard squash. The way it's growing, I think that might be it. We'll come back over here. Oh, there's the okra. It's coming along. I planted some carrots in between it, hoping it would be a ground cover, but they didn't grow as well. It must have been the seed package. I want to show you guys these ones over here. I'm starting to get some pest problems. That's why I grow so much, because the pests are really bad. And I'm not seeing any eggs yet for squash bugs. So I'm not positive if this is from Japanese beetles or if this is something else. I don't know what this is, but it's really pretty. It's stripy. It says squash, a zucchini. And then over here is some yellow. There's some yellow. And there's some yellow. I'm not going to take you all through all my tomatoes because they're not looking the greatest through here yet. But I think I've got some tomatoes coming on. They are setting fruit, so that's good. And I guess it wouldn't be a tour if I didn't show you some herbs too. This is chamomile, and this is calendula, which I have one opened up. I talked about calendula last week. Here's the calendula. This calendula, I am looking to dry a ton of it so I can make lots of salves out of it. Alright, so that was bed number 4. Bed number 5 is struggling, but we've got some stuff coming along. It also has pole beans, a different variety from bed number 3. From bed number 3, there's a different variety. And I have a loofah, but it's not doing so well. You know you have a pole bean and not a bush bean when they go all the way across and wrap themselves all the way up through here. And then, so these are all pole beans. And then down here is the loofah. It should be much, much bigger by now. I don't know that we're going to get anything off of it. Alright, so the back part of bed number 5 is tomatoes. And sunflowers and some beans. So this is our back end. I need to come through and weed in between the tomatoes, but they are coming along. A lot of the tomatoes back here are actually ones that were given to me because mine did not do so well. Got a little one coming on. Right. These are my favorite. These are purple potted pole beans, and they're purple on their stem, they're purple in the flower buds. Just starting to open. Now there's this rain and humidity, they are really going to pop. These are my favorites. I can't wait to have these. I really enjoyed them. They were thin and they tasted great. Like, I would just stand out here and eat them. Now when you cook them, they turn green again. So you don't get to keep the purple color once you cook them. While we're down here on the end of bed number 5, before I go back over to bed number 6, I'm going to show you our pear tree. We had a late frost, so it's not doing as well as we had hoped it would, but there is still some pears on it. We have two. The pear trees were here when we moved here. Hey guys, so it's been a couple of days. We just got busy with the kids. So back out here to finish showing you the rest of the garden. Behind me I have 3 rows of Jade Beans, and then the rest of that plot is full of potatoes and lots of weeds. We've got to work on that. We're going to get some of this hay that's down behind us, and we're going to put it in between the rows and just kind of mulch around it, and that'll really help with the weed control. These 3 beds behind me, I like to rotate. So behind me where the potatoes are was corn last year, and the corn is down, I'll show you in a minute, down there this year. And so everything just kind of made a loop between the potatoes, the pumpkins, and the corn. This is kind of neat. I dropped a sunflower head. I was going to plant it clear in the back, like you can kind of see a little bit. You can see a little bit back there where I got some growing. I was going to plant a whole sunflower head all in the back, and I didn't get to it, and it got dropped down. It sat down, and the seeds came out because they were saved from last year, so they were dry. And now I have this giant patch of sunflowers. In the middle of our garden walkways, we have 2 cherry trees also. Here's one, and there's another one down there. Oh, good. These are our later potatoes that we planted. Here's our first potatoes. They're coming along and looking nice. Then over here this is a volunteer it came from last year. I'm not positive what it is yet, because it's just starting to set blooms. So real soon I'll be able to see what kind of squash we got going on there. Back in here is all of our pumpkins. They're looking really good and healthy. And then here's some corn we have, a random sunflower because that's typical. This is another row of Jade Beans. I got to come through and get the weeds among them. Then this section over here is Eliza, and down past that is Eliana's section.
Mom!
Yes? Yeah. I did get to weed through the kids' garden section yesterday, and like I said, we're going to get some of this down straw and put it, it's not really straw, we're going to get some down hay that didn't end up getting baled and put it in between the rows just to kind of help mulch everything. These are Eliana's marigolds. They're looking really good. She's got 4 of them. This is Matthew's section, and these are just from the store, so they're really keeping up and doing a real good job of staying the same size. Bo's really hoping we get some good corn off of this year.
Mom!
What? Oh, you need up? Of course. Got a garden buddy. Anyhow, so Bo's really helping that the corn does good this year. So we planted a lot, and we have 3 different varieties. One's a new one, and I don't remember what the name of it is. And then we have a peaches and cream, and we have a Sunglow. Sunglow should be the one that we get off of first because it's got the shortest time to grow. Section. It's definitely, with this couple of days of rain, we got that knee high. And then last is 2 more rows of Jade Green Beans. Oh, as we're walking out of the garden, I'm looking at all these blooms on this tomato plant.
Mom?
Yeah.
Ba?
There's all these blooms. I haven't been out here like I should, tending to them, but we'll get what we get. It's just one of those seasons. I'm just grateful that we have a garden, and I'm gonna try to enjoy these littles because we all know they grow up too fast. I hope you enjoyed this. If anything, this is a good video for me to be able to see as a record of what we do have growing right now, and it'll be fun to look back on in the winter months when I'm like wishing it was nice and not snowy and cold everywhere. I'll be like, all right, just a few more months and we'll be able to be starting all this over again. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did walking around. It was kind of fun just really getting eyes on everything and seeing how things grow just so quickly, especially after a good rain. Rain over watering from your well, it just changes things so much, and everything changes so quickly. Alright, well, we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.